Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm back with another message needed here right now. Let's hop right into it and find out what your angels really want you to know. From the jump, I am hearing that you have an energy about you that makes people want to be vulnerable with you, want to get closer to you, but at the same time, they have a very challenging job doing that. I feel like for some of you guys, you think there's something wrong with you because you'll have people in your life coming towards you, but then get extremely triggered or run away or act weird, especially after being very vulnerable with you. And I feel, again, it's your energy. It calls for people to keep it real with you. I feel like you guys are extremely authentic people, but sometimes you don't realize how much people are wearing a mask, not only around you, but around others. And I'm not always saying that it's their fault. I feel like some people are conditioned to be this way. They lost sight of who they are. I feel like society definitely calls for people to do this. And you guys are here because you are teaching people how to integrate your authentic self, but also make it in this real world we live in. And I feel like a lot of you guys out there, you still feel like you struggle with integrating yourself with others. But there are seriously people out there who don't even take the time to really slow down and realize that they are not even operating in any form of an authentic version of themselves. There are people that are so lost and they're so attached to the outside world that they don't even realize that they're working against themselves. So you're going to have people out there who feel extremely different than you be called towards you. And I feel that there's going to be relationships in your life that you don't understand. I feel like, again, I'm against the type of spirituality that suggests that you attract bad or negative or toxic people in your life because you're doing something wrong or you need to grow and change. Of course, there are people that come into our lives that teach us to love, teach us to forgive. But I feel, again, my light workers and my healers always have this capacity to love. And you may be annoyed because you're always feeling called to forgive people that are doing things that are hurtful towards you. And that doesn't feel right. A lot of your journey feels like self-love, building boundaries, and you're tired of having to forgive people for being what they are. And I feel, again, there's a lot of people who are very married to their mask to the point where they don't want to grow and change. So they act in ways towards you guys, which isn't healthy and which is toxic. I feel like, again, some of you guys use these gifts in your life. You make money off it. Some of you guys are therapists or mentors or teachers or healers. You really learned how to use your abilities to help bring out healing in others. And you also are learning right now to understand that some people are just used to just wearing this mask and they don't want to change. And being a healer, you're going to have to be able to decipher those people and work through different energies. I feel like my people out there, my collective, you've had many disappointing experiences where you've tried to help people. And at the end of it, you realize that there was no change. But there's going to be a lot of experiences in your life where people have taken in your energy, taken in the things that you guys said and done, were inspired by you, made changes, and want to come back. And I feel like, again, that's sometimes what happens during retrograde periods or eclipse seasons. You're going to notice some influx of people that are coming back with some introspection. And I always tell you guys, you don't have to accept people back from your past, but nobody's perfect. And I do feel, again, you may be surprised to find out who has taken the things you guys have taught them and ran with it. And it's not always the people that are constantly trying to be in your life and being toxic towards you. Sometimes it's people who you may feel hurt and rejected by because they left your life, but it was because they needed to work on themselves and they acknowledged that aspect of themselves. And I feel, again, that there is a time period where I feel like a lot of you guys came to understand that certain people are the way they are because of upbringing. And I feel, again, because you guys are my spiritual healers, you also have to realize that people are not at the level that you're at. They're not at the intellectual level you're at. They're not at the emotional understanding level that you're at. And they're not at the spiritual level that you're at. So sometimes you can get annoyed at people or feel like you're constantly dealing with childish behavior. But at the same time, you're going to learn to love people for who they are. And when you maintain your boundaries and become stronger and call back your power and heal yourself, you realize how much easier it is to deal with certain personalities, and also you know who to remove. Because I feel sometimes there's going to be parts of your life where you feel like you can't do this, but then it really is that one person or that one environment that's taking away from your quality of life. And once you reground yourself, you realize you can get back in there and go do what God has called you to do. Because every single one of your callings, no matter how different they are, no matter how off the beaten path it may seem, they're going to have experiences where people are challenging you. That's just normal. That's life, especially when you are having a light to you and you're leveling up at a super fast rate. And again, my light workers and my healers, you guys change, grow, and evolve at a level that people can't quite comprehend. So you're going to have a lot of people just orbiting your energy, watching you, wanting to get closer to you, but not knowing how. The main way to get closer to you guys and to be in your life is, number one, to get the approval from God and your angels and your ancestors, but also the people are going to have to do the work. And I feel once you guys really realize that people falling off your path or acting weird towards you, or even having these moments where people just betray you out of nowhere, or their mask comes off and they attack you, those are all signs that those people need to change those aspects of themselves or they need to grow. And I feel, again, there's going to be periods in your life where certain environments have triggered you to realize there's certain aspects of yourself that still need healing. I feel like it does go both ways. Even being a light worker and a healer, you're going to have your own trauma and your own things that you were called to change about yourself as well. Because again, nobody's perfect here. And I'm definitely big on not perpetuating any narcissism, any spiritual narcissism. We all have things to work on. But I do feel, again, my collective out there, you guys have really engraved yourself in self-care, self-work, all those type of things. So I do feel like it's hard for you guys to empathize with people who don't do that. But there's people out there that revealing their truth is super scary to them because of maybe, ancestral trauma or upbringing or toxic religious things, so on and so forth. I remember when I was younger, I'll give you guys an example. Like, there was many people in my life that were drawn towards me that like confessed to me or like came out of the closet. And I was kind of like intrigued by that. But I feel, again, because there was nothing I was really doing to like bring certain energy towards me, especially when I was younger, like middle school, high school. But I feel like you guys may have that quality too, where people just know they can be comfortable around you and speak their truth to you. And I feel, again, some of you guys have helped people realize things about themselves or talk them through certain things or tough things in their life. And I feel that a lot of you guys have taken on a very mature role at a young age. So a lot of you, again, are extremely mature for your age. And I'm hearing that some of you guys also lost touch with who you are too, in a way where you are so used to helping everybody through their things, you have lost touch with some of the things that you want to go after and do. So what I'm hearing for a lot of you guys, I know my readings are timeless. If you get this reading at a later date, message still remains, but there's eclipse going on. And I feel like there's going to be lost aspects of yourself that you're also realizing that there's parts of your life where you have been wearing a mask too, which is very interesting. But again, I never want to tell you guys that, you're doing anything toxic or wrong because you're going through your healing, but we also have sides of ourselves that need to be healed and changed too. So I feel like there's going to be a highlight in your life. There's something in your life that you may be doing that's not authentic. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it has to do with maybe your work or your calling, where you want to reveal more of yourself. And the reason why you feel like you can't do that is because you were made to feel weird or different or strange when you flashed 100% of who you were. So a lot of you guys integrated yourself in society, became successful by using your gifts with emergence of putting on a mask that made other people around you happy. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. That's normal. But I feel it's when people take it to an extreme and, again, lose 100% themselves, like, is when there's a problem there. So I feel, again, there's a good aspect to you guys being able to learn how to use your gifts and adapt and blend in. But there's also a side of it where there's certain things that you guys want to go after and do, but you're kind of conditioned into a certain role where you were kind of stuck in a pattern, in a loop where you're constantly helping people, growing, evolving, changing, doing the work that you forgot to really reap the benefits of this amazing life you've built for yourself. And again, I have people here with all ages, but I do feel like my collective out there, no matter how old you are, you've accomplished so much and overcame so much. And you guys get so stuck in helping others or empathizing with others that you don't realize that you've gone through a fair share amount of things. And not only that, I know this is probably a real thing in psychology. Let me know below for my professionals out there. But I know I feel personally, because I'm empathetic and I'm a healer, when I'm helping people through different things, or when they're confessing to me, or when I'm around certain people that constantly are like talking about or reliving their trauma, I can almost feel that too. It almost feels like I'm going through it with them. Have you guys experienced that as well, where like you are like listening to someone's trauma and you can feel it too? So I feel like you guys have taken on a lot of emotions and a lot of things in your life that weren't yours. And right now you could be releasing a lot of that too. I'm hearing for the collective out there, you guys could have been restless, but also very, very tired the last couple of months. I feel like you guys have been preparing for these changes. And again, you may have found yourself not really engaging in a lot of of this energy where you're allowing a bunch of people to come up to you and start trauma dumping on you and all these things. Maybe when you were younger, you didn't really have that developed sense of boundaries, or you felt called to help certain people, and you have. But I feel like there comes a time in your life where you got to pick and choose who you want to help, because everyone out there needs help. And I feel, again, you have these gifts, and a lot of you guys feel like it's a never-ending cycle of people that need your help. And I feel, again, it's really hard to accomplish everything you came here to do when you have a lot of people tugging at your energy. So I feel like there's going to be some sort of change or evolution that you guys are going through that's going to help you help more people on a higher scale. Some of you guys are going to transition maybe from doing one-to-one to like creating videos, or it could be something even bigger than that. It could be a transition overall where maybe you are doing some sort of desk work, we're going to go to something creative, or some of you guys are being called to a higher level position. I feel, again, I always just say this on my old channel, and if you guys are new here, welcome. But my people, my OGs who've been here for a while, I also have a Patreon. I have a ton of videos on there if you guys want to check me out. Queen Alice Love on Instagram as well. But I always tell you guys this, like, I always felt like my work was also meant for other teachers and healers of some regard. So a lot of my collective out there, you guys are meant to teach groups of people or one-on-one as well. So I say this because there's a level that you guys kind of reach where you're like, okay, am I going to be doing this forever? Or is there something more out there for me where I can be comfortable with constantly giving away my energy? And I feel that there's just a shift that's going on in your energy right now that's going to call you to the best version of yourself. But what I'm trying to say is that when you are a teacher and a healer, you are being responsible for not only yourself and others. It can be very exhausting, but you guys never stop your own self-developmental journey. So you're going to find that you also outgrow the environments that you're teaching in as well. Does that make sense? Because sometimes I get these downloads and I'm spitting them out and I have to watch the video back and I'm saying, oh, I hope this makes sense, because the words are coming out of me faster than I can even articulate them. But I feel, again, there's an evolution going on constantly, because you guys are self-aware enough to know, even within yourself, okay, I need to fix this. Okay, I need to change this. Okay, this is making me uncomfortable. I got to work on this boundary. And you're constantly becoming stronger too. I feel there is something that you are being called to do in your life, this next version of yourself, and it required you to really heal and call back your power from a lot of different circumstances. And it was I'm hearing you went to a complete transformation. It feels overnight for some of you guys, but it definitely was a long time in the making. I feel like there's people out there who feel like you guys went through some sort of really intense, quick, fast transformation. Some of you guys, it's also physical as well. But I do feel that it was a long time in the making, because you guys are constantly working on yourself behind the scenes. And I just feel like a lot of times people are so focused on themselves, especially in your life, or they're so wrapped up in what they have going on, even when they hang out with you and stuff, that they don't realize that you're also doing things behind the scenes. And then you guys end up popping out with some new stuff, and it always shocks people. So you always have people kind of doing a double take when it comes to you guys, my collective out there. But let's see what else we have going on. When I started this reading, I definitely was hearing a lot of different things at once, but I really feel like there's an energy going on here that people want to come back into your life and kind of confess things to you. And I feel it's because there was a lot of people who've known you in the past, and it was at a time period in their life where they weren't ready to be authentic. And I feel it was also at a time period in your guys' life where you couldn't completely understand what was going on with them either. But now that these people are coming in and coming back, you can see from a wider perspective and end up kind of more at peace with what went on in those connections, those situations. Because I feel, again, yes, you always are being called to forgive and move forward, but it doesn't mean accept certain behaviors. But I feel once you can kind of see the pettiness for what it is, or the lack of healing, you feel less offended. And I also feel as well that a lot of you guys internalized the way that you were treated by others, not really realizing that that had more to do with them than it had to do with you, especially when these people come back and want to be a part of your life. Let's see. Yeah, we got speaker here. Yeah, I feel that some of you guys may have had issues with your throat chakra. I told you guys I lost my voice for a couple days. This may be something that happens to you guys spiritually, or it could be a lot of times you get, you feel like you have attacks on your throat chakra because you're constantly speaking your truth. But I feel, again, that you are being called to a higher level of speaking. And I feel like there's going to be something going on in your life where you're going to be talking more, showing more of yourself. And this probably makes sense logically for my people out there who maybe like are graduating school and going to the work world, or even for my people out there who've got some sort of promotion. But I feel that for some of my collective, you have no idea what's going on, but you're going to see. And I feel that, it depends on what kind of path you're on. But some of us who are on like an extremely my 10th house is Pisces, like sometimes things just fall out of the sky and ideas just fall out of the sky, and you just got to kind of roll with the punches. But again, it doesn't matter, what you have lined up or planned. There is something you're being called to do, and you are transforming because of it. And it has something to do with the fact that you guys are also becoming more aware of who your authentic self is. The more healing you do, the more you learn yourself. And there's people out there who are talking about you guys, saying that you changed. But I believe that you guys just became a stronger, more authentic version of yourself. And again, you guys also learned, just like everybody else in society, to hide some of your gifts, hide some of your talents. And I feel that there's going to be people out there, ironically, who accuse you guys of being so inauthentic because they've never met anybody like you before, or they've never met anyone as genuine as you before. And also, people are going to see you as somebody that hides things because you guys are constantly popping out new and different, or you're popping out with new gifts or skills or abilities, and people feel blindsided that you never told them that you had these gifts and skills. But some of you guys are just shy with certain things. Some of you guys learn to move in silence. And I feel that there's a delicate balance between revealing all your truths to people and being an authentic self. Those are not exactly the same things. I feel like, again, you guys may have had people in your life that shamed you for not always wanting to overshare, or not always wanting to be 100% in on the things that they had going on, so on and so forth. And I feel that you guys have been punished by a lot of people by almost being your authentic self. I feel like being an authentic self is more about just being in alignment with what's best for you and being honest about that, and not saying and doing things to please others or to please society. It has nothing to do with what you choose to reveal to others and what you don't. And there's also a difference between blatantly lying and manipulating to get your way versus hiding certain information from certain people to protect yourself. And I want to remind you guys that, because in the course of your lifetime, you will have people try to manipulate you out of speaking your truth when you don't feel like it, for their own gain, right? Like telling information about yourself or telling your next move. So I feel that you are at a level of healing, awareness, your gift of discernment's very strong right now, that you can kind of decipher who to tell certain things to and who not to, who to spend time helping and who not to. And again, I feel like you guys are going to notice an influx of people trying to come back into your life. Some people you're going to be like, I'm good, I'm glad I get to hear you out. Some people you're not going to want to hear out. And some people I feel have gone through some changes and transformations, which is pretty exciting. And I feel that some people out there in the collective get mad when they hear that people are coming back from your past. But I always tell you guys too, I've had great experiences with friends or certain people that we may have had separations or falling outs, but there was growth on both sides, there was misunderstandings on both sides, and then we end up in a stronger connection. There's going to be situations too where maybe you're not going to be as close or you went down different paths, but there's still love there and there's still peace there. And I feel that when we go through our own healing, we realize, okay, maybe that person wasn't ignoring me. They were going through their own stuff. Or, you know, people are going to see that about you. Talk to your angels. Some of you guys are going to realize that your angels are talking to you a lot stronger lately. You're going to be feeling more in alignment. Maybe a lot of you guys are seeing a lot of angel numbers lately. 1010, 999. Interesting enough, some of you guys may feel like the complete opposite. Like you lost connection with God or angels, or you're not feeling like you're getting that much direction. But I actually feel it's because some of you guys are just being called to trust your gut instinct. I feel that there's certain times in your life where you may have felt like the strong pull towards certain things, or you may have felt like you heard your angels very strongly, and there's going to be time periods where you may felt like you don't hear them at all. But I feel that sometimes the angels come in and they speak through you or to you when you really need it, and there's going to be time periods where they're like, you know, you got this. And not to worry so much if you don't feel like, you know, every day you're getting a download or every day you're getting some sort of epiphany. You're just gonna have them when you're meant to. Some of you guys may have felt left in the dark for a little bit, but some of the times of your life, like you're just being called to enjoy yourself, be a regular human being. I feel, again, as a spiritual healer, a teacher, someone with gifts, sometimes you forget that you could just enjoy your life and have fun. And I feel like, again, you know, I'm not going to say I'm a good example of anything, because if you guys like what I'm teaching, that's great, but I'm not going to, you know, hype myself up. But some of you guys who know me know that I'm a big advocate of enjoying your life and being normal, and also going through the milestones of just like being a normal everyday teenager, young adult, whatever, even though you are forced into this role where you are doing some big work here. You guys see what I'm talking about? You know, to make time to have fun and enjoy your life, because a lot of you guys felt like you were robbed of that, or you feel like you're too old for that, or you have too much responsibilities for that. And once again, your whole life is filled with taking care of others and doing for others. So you can always take some time out to focus on yourself. Some of you guys may be in an era where you feel like you've been a little selfish, but I think it's also just a focus on healing, so you can also get to that next level of yourself to help others on a different scale. So again, just do what you are intuitively called to do. And sometimes it's not going to look so blatant as a divine intervention or the angel speaking to you or God speaking to you. Sometimes you're just going to be tired and feel like I can't do nothing but rest. Sometimes you're going to feel sick. Sometimes your body's going to be telling you certain things that is reminding you to slow down. So I feel like, yeah, a lot of you guys are headed towards some sort of career change, and that is something your angels have been trying to talk to you guys about. And I feel that some of you guys, like your angels, speak to you through the art you create. It may not be so blatant, because some of you guys out there, you may feel like you don't have that connection to God and the angels that other people do, but I feel like you really do have it. It's just gonna manifest in different ways. Your gifts are gonna manifest different than other people. All of us have extremely different spiritual gifts. All of us have different purposes, but the collective in general, the main message here is to just keep doing you and keep shining. Because I know my job here is to help you guys through your spiritual journey, and it can get very confusing, get very complex. Like, I often sometimes just think way too much. Like I got a Mercury Aquarius, and I got my sun sign's Aquarius. So I'm always thinking and trying to communicate and articulate all these things that I'm picking up on. And sometimes we think so much that we realize that there is no right or wrong, and there's just so much going on in the world right now that you just want to remind you guys that some of the things you may see on the internet or on media, they're also very much extreme. I feel some of you guys out there just feel extremely discouraged because there's a lot of negative stuff that we get bombarded with. And again, not to ignore what goes on in the world, because some of that is very real. Sometimes you guys can get you can lose sleep over some of the things that you see, and I get it. But there's also a lot of amazing, beautiful people out there. And I also feel like sometimes what we do see on the media or what we do see on our feeds or on our algorithms is not a complete reflection of everything that's out there. It's also a reflection of the content we continuously consume. And sometimes when you go outside and you meet different people, you realize that you may have had a wrong perception, because we often sometimes consume things that relate to the things that are familiar to us. Not everybody out there seeks out information just to learn a different perspective. But I feel like my collective out there, you guys probably do. But the point I'm trying to say is that, you are a very authentic person, and I feel that people are drawn towards you that may be very different from you. And I feel that because of what you've seen, you guys may feel like people who think different than you, like you're a little bit afraid of them. Especially, I feel like some of you guys, there's a situation going on where there's just things that you're seeing or people around you that you feel like you're so different than, but there's something about you guys that you can bring an authenticity into that person's life or that group's life or that job's life. So I just feel like you're going to be called somewhere where you may be uncomfortable, but you have this ability to really bring out like this healing in others. And I feel that that is why you guys are here. So again, don't get discouraged about the things you see going on, because I know sometimes I do. I feel like, wow, there's no use, like, you know, because people are still going to be the way that they are and nothing's going to change. Don't get like that, you know, because there's many people out there who love to listen to what you guys have to say. There's many people out there who need to change, who need to grow. And sometimes they're just taught the wrong ways. And I feel there are time periods in life where you guys have realized that about yourself. Something you were conditioned to think wasn't exactly 100% authentic. And there's people that could swear by these certain concepts that are unhealthy, but then when they come into your life and your energy, they see you guys living a different truth, and it opens up their mind, even if they get mad about it or triggered. And that's why I feel that there could be people drawn towards you and you're like, I don't get it, you're so different than me, why do you want to hang out, why do you want to be friends? And they're like, because I like what you're about, like there's something about you that draws me in, even if they don't completely agree with you guys. And yeah, that's what I'm picking up on, because I do feel there is an energy here where you guys are going to be in certain rooms or environments that make you uncomfortable. And this makes extremely a lot of a sense for my people out there who are entertainers of some kind, but you got to be in certain rooms with certain types of people that are extremely inauthentic, and it could be very annoying for you guys. But I feel your energy here where you guys are taking no crap. Look, share your art with the world. What did I say? All right, so you guys are definitely being called to share more of your art, share more of your creations. I feel that a lot of amazing things are going to be unfolding in your life, and something is opening up here in your throat chakra and your confidence and your aura field that you're strong enough and ready to enter a new level. But for my people out there, if it brings you some peace knowing, I feel that a lot of difficult situations that you have gone through is because of the fact that you were prepping for something big so that you can like deal with certain personalities that are extremely difficult, or you can see right through manipulation. And sometimes it really takes like falling in love with somebody really dark or someone that has a lot of issues to really sit there and analyze behaviors like that, so that when you see people like that in the future, you're like, okay, I've seen this before. Because I know that a lot of my people out there, you just feel that you're just being needlessly tortured by like your experiences. But the smarter you get, the more you know, the more you can avoid that and move to where you're meant to be. And I feel that even though some of you guys may feel extremely discouraged about some of your gifts or talents because of past experiences or people, there's just an inner calling inside of you that lights up when you think about this goal or this dream. And for some of you guys, you're feeling a little lost in the dark, but the next step is definitely going to come. And I feel, again, that my collective out there, your purpose is not one-dimensional. It's mostly multifaceted. So don't lose sleep if you don't know exactly what your purpose is. I always tell you guys, you live your purpose every single day. When you're a good neighbor, when you're a good friend, when you're helping people, when you are in your family, when you're doing the inner work, when you're stopping your own patterns, every day you are living different aspects of your purpose. And I feel that to kind of just feel like you have to stick to one identity in the world is a toxic mindset when you are so many different things. So that's another thing too as well. Like, you guys are extremely authentic to the point it triggers people, but you may also have people trying to tell you that you're inauthentic because you may have different sides of you, but those are also aspects of yourself. I also feel that, you know, my light workers and my healers out there, you guys also just have an intensity to you. And again, if you guys believe in past lives, some of you guys out there do, some of you guys don't, but you have a lot of past lives too, where you were a lot of different types of people. So you can tap into these different energies when needed. And it's not inauthentic, because if anything, it's what you're being called to be in that time period. And I feel like there's just certain aspects of yourself that are being integrated. When I'm talking about inauthenticity, I'm talking about the people who still can't even be real with themselves about who they are, what they want to do with their lives. Or again, I'm picking up on an energy as well, which I don't even want to get into that, but there's somebody here who has very strong feelings for you, but because they are so ingrained in this mask they're wearing, or appeasing others or society or trauma, even revealing their feelings towards you is going to invoke some sort of vulnerability in them that is traumatic for them to even express. So that's why, again, you'll have people be mean to you or attack you instead of actually just being authentic with you. Even people that may have feelings towards you guys, or good feelings towards you guys. Infinite abundance and open your heart to love. Some of you guys may have been going through some extremely painful healing, and it may have been for a while now, where you may have been in pain or feeling like a lot of different emotions and stuff. I do feel like your heart chakra is opening up. Again, a lot of you guys as well learn to kind of push down your feelings, your sensitivity to kind of make it in the world. And some of you out there even have this ability to kind of shut off or turn off to get the job done, but your feelings are still there. Your big heart is still there. And I feel like a lot of you guys wish you could use more of that and not have to mask like how caring and loving you are just to make it in society. And I feel that there's going to be aspects of you that will always have to kind of be guarded just because of the world we live in. But I do feel there's going to be something opening up to you where you feel like you can pour your heart out and be authentic in that work or in that field or in this project. So that's really exciting too as well, because I know a lot of you guys too, you're tired of wearing the masks that you have to wear, and it feels exhausting for you, and you wonder how people could just keep doing it every single day when you're like, I literally feel like I got to wear a mask every single way just to show up for work, and it feels inauthentic to you. It feels tiring. But then if you are, if you take the mask off, then it's gonna, sometimes I feel this way as well. Like if we take our mask off, like, and we interact with people how we really feel, people are gonna think that we're rude or we're not nice, right? Because it's like, I really don't want to talk right now. I'm in a bad mood. Sometimes we just gotta smile because people will often take things personally, right? So I feel that there's just an energy here where you guys were called to rest a lot because you were having a smile in a lot of people's faces that you really didn't want to. I feel that there's a side of you too as well that started telling off people that you needed to and continuing on. I also feel that there was a journey that you guys have gone through that you felt very lonely because honestly, there was a sort of awakening in you where you already started to awaken to your authentic self, and you stopped doing certain things with certain people because it didn't feel alignment with you. And you may have had certain people not like that or fall off your path. But again, you guys, if you're going through a period of feeling lonely, the light in the tunnel is that the more authentic you are, the more you're going to attract the right people. So if you lose everybody in the process of your growth or the process of wanting to move in a direction that will light you up and feel real to you, then you're going to find your right people. And it doesn't mean that you were fake in the past. It just means that you could have outgrown the old version of yourself. Or again, due to your own trauma, you learn to people please or smile on people's faces when you really want to say F you. So again, this is going to manifest in a lot of different levels, but you guys are being brought to a higher level. So whether or not you like it or not, things are going to change. They're going to change for the better and you're going to be happier. But this transition you guys may have gone through the last couple of months or even years, I'm hearing from you guys, could have been extremely uncomfortable. But I feel that you've gotten stronger, more aware, more also in love with the most authentic version of yourself. Because again, I feel like you guys always keep it real. You always are great people, but there was a part of you that maybe felt shamed for your gifts or shamed for being who you are because other people imposed that onto you. But I feel like now there's an energy of you guys being like, yeah, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And this is who God has called me to be. Like I always tell you guys, not here to make friends, here to make a difference, right? But there's a way you could do it without being an a-hole to everybody too, right? Because I feel like everything is a balance. Like too much of anything is no good. Like I said before, if we're constantly just being like, this is just how I feel and just being a dick, like that's also not right either, Sometimes we gotta put a smile on to make certain people happy and not hurt their feelings. But anyways, it's a balance between maintaining who you are and who you came here to do. I feel like, again, the Empress came through. So it's a very much a mothering energy or a paternal energy you guys omit. Like, the tough love energy to keeping it real with people, to telling people what they need to hear. It's only when people start to lie because they want to be liked is when it becomes a problem. And I feel that you guys are just in this energy of like standing upright and just really doing what you came here to do. Not that you never were like that, but it's like really coming into power in this next version of you that just really isn't going to take any BS, because I think that also, against your guys' will, we're in certain situations that took your power away from you. And those were challenges you guys were forced to overcome, by divinely orchestrated planning, because it made you stronger and wiser and be able to handle certain personalities. And yes, there is a, apology coming from somebody too as well. Interesting enough. Let's see what that's about. But it's just an interesting energy here where you're going to constantly have people wanting to come into your life, get closer to you, watch you, study you, be around you, hate you, love you. But at the same time, it's like you sometimes just want to feel normal. I feel like that's kind of where my collective out there struggles a little bit, because there's going to be days where you just want to feel like not everything you do has such a strong reaction from others or such a big purpose behind it. On the opposite end of things, I feel some of you guys feel like you're normal, there's something special about you. You don't realize the big impact that you have on other people's lives. I feel like it can go both ways depending on even, like there's an energy where you guys know that you're different and you're strange and you're powerful. That's the energy about you where you also don't even see how much you guys have accomplished or how much good you've done towards others. And yeah, I feel that you guys are learning how to balance all these talents, these gifts, and everything you are, and being able to know how to hold yourself in a certain way without second guessing yourself, especially in situations where you're going to have to stand up for yourself or choose when to just smile and not fight. Like it takes a lot of work. And I'm getting Libra energy in here for some of you guys. Some of you guys could be having some Libra placements, or there could be a chapter in your life where you guys are embodying some more diplomatic traits or learning how to get, I see this girl's kind of like having her, this is Nine of Wands, Seven of Wands actually, but I also see Nine of Wands energy. You guys are, entering rooms like with this energy of I built a lot. I don't want anybody getting in the way of that, but I also need to be able to level myself up and my people around me too as well. And I see with the Seven of Wands here, like there's energy here where you guys are ready to beat anyone with a stick if they cross a boundary, but you choose not to. And that's kind of the energy you guys are in. And people see you as somebody who doesn't love to fight, doesn't love drama, but if somebody is barking up the wrong tree, they're gonna have a problem here. I'm here having a bad day, don't let me take it out on you. I always feel like my light workers and my healers, my gifted people, and I could be projecting as well. I'm a Cancer rising, but if you are highly empathetic and sensitive and have spiritual gifts, you're gonna be moody, and I feel that you guys are learning how to handle like your own energy too as well. So because there is gonna be time periods where your energy is going to offend people, and maybe your honesty, your authenticity is gonna offend people, and you have to learn to kind of like deliver these messages in a softer way, because your words are very powerful. I know I did a few messages about that, and so you guys can really rip someone apart just by being honest with them about the truth about themselves, because sometimes not only have people never called people out on stuff, people don't even realize certain things about themselves. You guys have this ability to see other people's truths too. So there's a situation here where somebody does have these strong feelings for you. Of course, I poured the Lovers, right? And it's almost like you can't say or do anything about it because that's going to push them to kind of like go back into their shell. And I feel that this person could have even been hurtful or offensive towards you, because I just feel that they had such an uncomfortable reaction to having these feelings. And again, I feel like sometimes these people, it's because they have wounds from their past or maybe like wounds from their childhood. And you guys are still standing strong in the midst of a situation where maybe you were made to feel like there was something wrong with you. We got the Death card here too as well. Let's see. The Hangman. I feel like you guys putting a certain relationship to an end really cause somebody to have a change of perspective, or just through, God's plan or divine intervention, or just some sort of work this person's doing on themselves. They are realizing things about you guys. And by it's kind of like an energy where somebody here is realizing by having their connection with you a lot about themselves, because there's a situation here where you ended something with somebody and it caused them to kind of reflect on their behavior and kind of ask themselves, like, why did I act like that? Why did I do that? Because initially, when this person has an adverse reaction to you, or they sabotage, or they hurt you, or they do their toxic patterns, they've done this before in their past, and they can keep it moving. But with you guys, you have an energy about you that is truly powerful, unforgettable, and when there's a real authentic connection, like nothing is gonna stop that person from feeling what they feel. There's going to be situations in your life where, of course, you may not have that strong as a connection with somebody. They just have their own patterns and it's not personal. And there's going to be soulmates in your life that you maybe wish you didn't have this connection with them, so they could just keep it moving and go bother somebody else. But there's somebody here who, unfortunately, I feel like for some of you guys, like you do have a strong connection here, and they're being called to you guys. They're drawn towards you guys because you are able to be your authentic self, and they feel almost like a chip on their shoulder because they feel like you get to do it and they don't. But there really is nothing holding them back besides their own mindset and their own trauma that gets in the way of them being their authentic true self. And there's also people who feel like they have to sell themselves short in certain ways or be somebody they're not just to make it. And I feel that you guys are the type of people that have never done that. Of course, if you have a certain job and you don't like it, you got to show up and smile and do the job. But it's deeper than that. It's like their whole life is a lie, who they choose to date, the job they are in, their family relationships. Like they have lost touch so much with themselves because they feel like who they are is no good and they have to try to present something different, basically. And yeah, again, this could just be some narcissistic traits, or this could be some really bad trauma. Again, I'm not a psychologist, and I don't like to diagnose people. I was kind of having this discussion with my friend the other day, because there's kind of an influx of people who do have like narcissistic traits, or admit it, or they're in therapy and they will tell, you know, oh, I was diagnosed as narcissist, or I have narcissistic traits. And my friend was saying, like, why do these people feel like they need to tell, you know, us that? And I'm like, honestly, I feel like there's two reasons. Maybe they're trying to be authentic and real, but I also feel there's another side of it where people feel like if they go to a therapist, right, and that therapist tells them, well, you're a narcissist, and they're like, well, that's the way I am, I don't need to change, it kind of gives them an excuse to continue on in that behavior, when a lot of us can exhibit, you know, certain types of traits when we're not in the best mind state. And I feel that some of these people who have these narcissistic traits, it's like hard for them to admit that there's things about them that they need to change or grow from. And I feel that for certain people with narcissistic traits, like, it's hard for them to admit that they're wrong or the bad guy, because they're so uncomfortable with feelings of like guilt or shame. So I feel that there's a situation here where somebody may be so inauthentic that they actually do have these feelings towards you, but you guys are standing strong and true, and it's like a whole different frequency level, and it's a whole different language, even though you may have so much in common with this person and all these things. It's almost like, interesting enough, I was watching an analysis of like some kind of TV show on TikTok, and it kind of reminds me of this. Like, it was an analysis of a TV show character, and they were saying one of the characters, you know, he didn't want to be around because she was a reflection of him, right? So I feel like, in a way, like, interesting enough, like, there's somebody here where I feel like you actually had a lot in common with them, but you were kind of a representation of what they could have been if they were more true and honest with themselves. And that is something that they have a hard time comprehending, because they want to be right all the time, or they don't want to feel like they've made mistakes. But the only way to grow is to acknowledge mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, you may have felt like this person was a mistake because you were felt called towards this person. And yeah, interesting. Nurture yourself. And in a way, you are different from this person, because, you know, I feel that there's just certain people out there who choose partners or choose relationships out of, it makes them feel comfortable or safe, or it's a pattern. And in that way, those people have those things in common with them, because they resonate on the same type of, you know, energy that doesn't cause them to grow or change. Or maybe there's energies where they pick people that enable them or whatever, right? That is a direct mirror of their toxic behaviors. But there's also, you know, situations where I feel like these people, like, they actually, like, if they were authentic and their best version of themselves, they would be more alignment with you. Does that make sense? So I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. I feel like since some sort of relationship has ended, it caused you guys to stop pouring so much into others, not just this person. Maybe this was like the catapult, because you did, you know, try to, you know, gear this person into being their most authentic self, but that is just something that people have to learn on their own. But I feel that you guys went to a chapter of just nurturing yourself or focusing on yourself, and then, you know, better things are coming along. But I feel that during this time period, you guys could be feeling someone's energy because, you know, it also, because they spent so much time denying feelings or being however they are, right? Now everything's coming to the surface, where you guys may have already processed the fact that you care or love somebody that maybe is not best for you, but this person, it has to process the fact that they pushed away what was best for them. Someone's having an epiphany that you were the best thing for them, and they fumbled that, they messed that up, and they needed to be accountable about that. You know, that's just what we got media here. It's funny, I was full circle, I was talking about media. So maybe this person is processing toxic media or something like that. Another thing is, some of you guys may post on social media or create videos, and maybe this person's actually learning from you, watching you still, seeing your growth, realizing things. And again, a lot of you guys out there have positions of power where people listen to you, and that also invokes a lot of envy, even in people that you guys may like romantically, especially if this person is not at where they want to be at, or not happy with themselves. Like, they have made excuses to not go after things they've wanted to do, thinking it's not possible. But you guys are an example of certain things being possible, even to the point where your spiritual gifts invoke energies in people where they're like, okay, wow, this is real, this is legitimate. So I do feel that this person was also very spooked by your spiritual gifts as well. Even though this person may embody some as well, it's almost like by seeing you live your truths and your gifts being real, they realize their gifts are real too, because they may have sensed that they had them as well. So there's definitely somebody here who admires the fact that you guys stay true to yourself, and even what you post and how you are. But at the same time, there's a sense of somebody just having some tower moment, some crisis here, honestly. Journaling. Creative expression. Yeah, maybe some of you guys started journaling, I don't know. I feel like there's a relationship here, like, that caused you guys to jump even more into a more authentic version of yourself too, because maybe you're just so fed up with being around this type of people, this type of behaviors, or some of you guys started writing or creating art or something like that. Like, there's definitely a spiritual reason behind some sort of difficult situation in your life, but I feel, again, like somebody definitely was not authentic towards you guys, and it could have really hurt you because you don't understand why, like, this person is like this. And sometimes I have a hard time wrapping my head around it too, because you guys are my healers, like, your heart. If it calls you somewhere, you're gonna go there. You know, you believe in that, but there's certain people, they don't trust that, right? And yeah, even if it makes logical sense too as well, they're gonna go with their trauma and their ego, and that's kind of where, you know, you and this person were not the same. Yeah, I feel like, again, somebody here who is, you know, maybe not acting right with this connection. I want to say, like, with the Knight of Pentacles here, it really feels like this person was taking their time to confess how they feel and stuff. You're going to see an influx of that. But not only that, I feel like maybe some of you guys already have seen this behavior in past people who are coming towards you now and trying to be more authentic, because they realize they fumbled an opportunity by being an inauthentic version of themselves. And at the time period, people don't really realize they're doing that. They're just doing to protect themselves or their ego or to appease others, right? So there are people out there that are going to be coming towards you, and I feel like wanting to get closer to you again. And there's a main energy here as well that you guys could be dreaming about or feeling. And I feel another side of this is that a lot of you guys outgrew a lot of these situations, but it's going to show you that you were intuitively right about a lot of these situations. These people were just not being authentic with themselves, right? And yeah, with the Queen of Wands there. 10 of Wands. Honestly, I do see somebody coming at you guys from the past, but I do see you being in a very, like, what's the word I want to say? Defensive, yeah, defensive energy towards this person. And I feel like, again, maybe it's part of this person's lesson, because I do feel sometimes it takes people losing something of value in their life to realize that they need to slow down and not let their toxicity control them or their ego. Because, again, like, there's situations here where, of course, people are not going to want to go with what their feelings are guiding them towards. They're going to go with what benefits them the most, or what you know, soothes their ego the most, or something like that. In this situation here where you definitely did not gas this guy's ego, like, yeah, you're not good for this person's ego at all. You caused them a lot of ego deaths, and you may not even realize you're doing it, just by shining, being good, being authentic, living your truth, and showing up like as somebody that people have not really experienced. And yeah, again, like, this person, you could feel or see they have an adverse reaction to you, or you don't agree on things, but yet they keep wanting to be around you. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't make any sense for them until they articulate the fact that there's things about you that they need to learn or understand, or you have things in common, or that you make them happy in some regard. There are other priorities. It's all an act. What did I say, guys? Like, this person tried to pretend that, like, there was other priorities they needed to attend to over this relationship, that maybe other people were better for them, whatever. But this person keeps putting on a show. And what happens is that mask has to come off. And then every single time they invest in something that isn't for them, another tower moment's going to happen. And you're just sitting there pretty and just being your true self. And it's like, you have these people who challenge you because they may tell you you're authentic, or you're this or you're that, but you're still standing strong, while everything that they invested in that you told them wasn't best for them starts falling apart, right? And I feel that that's kind of what's going on here. There's an individual here who realize that it's not an act. The way that you guys are is not an act. And if you had to pull yourself together and smile and act like you're okay when you weren't, it's because you had no choice to do that. Because there's an animosity here too from a past person that feels like you're kind of fake because you're even a narcissistic person because you act like you don't care, like, about them. But you did that because they left you no choice. When you try to show up authentic and loving and caring and nurturing, and they try to hurt you, one up you, you're like, okay, turn it off then, you know? You don't get access to this anymore. And that's kind of like the energy I see here, that you know, this person did not like that, and they thought, yeah, okay, I knew it. I knew you were fake. I knew you didn't really care. But in reality, they pushed you away. So somebody has a pattern here. That's all I'm trying to say. And you're still somebody that they care about after all that. Unlocked potential. I feel as well that you guys may not see it this way because you could be in so much pain, or the situation was really hard on you, but this unlocked your potential for more, because there was something about a bunch of these situations like this, or one main one, that catapulted you guys into focusing on something that fulfilled you instead of focusing on the pain, or transformed you. Like, I feel like you guys went through a painful situation because you are so tired of living in this inauthentic world. It kind of pushed you to say, F it, I'm going to keep going towards what I want in my life and make myself happy, and not invest in this, or not invest in, you know, this type of energy. Or sometimes you get hurt so bad, it throws you off, allows you to rest, and then you start on a new path. And I feel like that's something that happened here. Never again. And again, I feel like because you guys have digested such an energy that was really hard for you, you're never going to digest anyone like that again. You're never going to put up with anything like that again. You guys may have not even wanted to put up with this. It feels karmic. It feels like you were guided towards it. But at the same time, there's a lot of people out there that may reflect the energy of this individual that you may have to deal with on this next level of you being. And by being around this individual, I feel like you've learned how to manage a certain personality type. You know what I'm saying, guys? Okay, so this could also have something to do with your work. This have to be romantic. This could be many people in your life, because I'm telling you guys right now, like, you have to learn how to be smart in this world, and you're going to have to feel sometimes that you're calculated in order to deal with calculated people. And sometimes you really do got to put your emotions aside and figure out, you know, what's going on before you react to certain things. And I feel like there's somebody here who went in this behavior in a toxic way, thought they had to be calculated in their approach to you, but you guys were only just trying to be organic with them and authentic with them. And they're realizing that now, because after all this, like, they still want to be around you. And also, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, some of you guys, you still showed this person kindness in one way or another. Maybe they called you, needed help, you were there, or maybe maybe they heard that you actually something nice about them. I don't know. I feel like there's something here where after everything someone's done to you, you guys may have cut them off, but you still showed some sort of kindness to them. And I feel like you guys could have caused more damage, or could have even got revenge in one way or another, or this person feels that way because every time maybe they've had falling out of fights with people, like other situations in their life, people try to come after them, and you guys never said anything about them like that. You just kept it moving. Like, you never did try to one up or hurt this person. You just try to just, you know, keep it moving. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. And that's different for them. And at first, I feel like that could have even been triggering for them, because they thought they were used to a certain behavior that you guys are not omitting. And they almost thought, okay, if you try to, you know, chase them or get revenge on them or whatever, then that's something that would have validated whatever, you know, toxic cycle they're stuck in. But it's almost like you triggered them more by like moving on, healing, and keeping it moving. And I think it hurt them double, because I'm hearing I hurt myself for hurting you. I think it's the first experience in this person's life where they actually hurt themselves by hurting somebody else. And I feel they've hurt before because they've lost people probably, but it almost hurt them to hurt you. It's like, when you're around people, I feel there's also an authenticity, and there's also energy that you share. So I feel like this person took on some of your energy and some of your empathy and some of your perspective. So very interesting concepts coming in. I didn't even know we were going to go that deep today, because at first this message they want one to come through. Whoever this person is, they did not want me to reveal this message. They don't want to say how much I mean, you got me weak in the knees. And another thing as well, I want to say that it's romantic feelings, but I also want to say that it's power. It's your power that you guys hold that make people weak in the knees. Like, there's definitely an energy of you guys being kings and queens, and maybe even past lives, they have bowed down to you, because it almost feels like that, like they have to surrender to this connection, and that is so hard. They're trying to be like, no, I cannot do this. And it's really breaking down every perceived idea about life this person has. And I don't know why they have such a chip on their shoulder. It's going to vary, but there's someone here who's got a chip on their shoulder, ignoring their pain, and for such a long time, acting a fool. And they could have even tried to get revenge on you, and you guys didn't do anything. maybe because they felt hurt or rejected. Depends on your situation. But I do want to say as well, there has been certain people in your life that have arose as enemies because of the way that you guys are. And you guys always just try to squash the situation and keep it moving. Like, I don't see you guys ever trying to get even or attack people. And that's something very different a lot of people have experienced. And also, you guys just know if you could just pray and keep moving forward and call back your power, defend yourself and move away from that situation, you're going to be 10 times more powerful than you are going back and forth with these energy vampires that want your attention, right? And I don't even want to accuse people of being anything sinister. Sometimes people truly are delusional and toxic, and your truth hurts their lie. Your healing triggers their lack of. Your light triggers their darkness. And in a way, even your enemies, you help them heal by making them look at themselves. Because when you're not there anymore for them to attack, or you're not giving them anything to feed off of, they got to face that mirror within themselves. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Karmic. Well, yeah, there's other priorities, karmic. I feel like somebody left the situation with you and to go back to a karmic situation or go into a karmic situation. And this can be family, this could be friends, this could be work, this could be romantic, this could be multiple people in your life. And I feel you're going to have a few characters coming in and being like, well, that was a mistake. But again, in some situations, it's not always they want to be toxic towards you. It's just that they're stuck in a pattern, and that pattern was familiar and comfortable to them. And whatever you guys were exposing or being was uncomfortable to them. But I feel there's one situation here, romantic guys, right? They got real deep in a karmic situation. And sometimes it is to spite you guys. And then what, you know? So like now you're moved on and in a better place, and they're stuck in something that doesn't make them happy. Because some of you guys are wondering, like, how these people can do it, like, be in a connection with you, right? And then just go off with somebody else or go back to what they knew and like, not feel it. But you have to understand, you guys are operating in a different energy. It's almost like they're going back to a comfort zone while you guys kind of know and you acknowledge the fact that that is not healthy for you. Like, your intellectual and spiritual knowledge surpasses it. So you know you got to go through the fire of the healing versus, like, you don't find comfort in what is something you've outgrown. You're too smart for that. You're too aware for that. But also, mind you, some of these situations are very complex, guys. But I'm just here to help you guys, like, break it down. And I'm glad I can do that, because so many situations, like, you guys are going to feel, like, lost, confused, really hurt, like, and not understand why certain things are happening. But it's all happening because for your higher good, and for theirs too as well. But you guys choose with your free will the best possible outcome, whereas these people don't know how to do that. I feel as well there's a spiritual thing going on here where it's like every time someone retaliates against you, you get blessed. And this is something you guys may not realize happens, but it does. And I feel it's because you continue to be your authentic self. And there's a resentment here, of course. I feel like, again, a lot of you guys could be hard on yourself because you're still angry, you're hurt, but that's normal, especially when you feel like you've done wrong or dirty. And also, you feel like these people are resentful and angry towards you, but they've done these things to you. But sometimes they're resentful and angry because you represent something that has been able to slip away from them, something great, something amazing that they have to acknowledge for themselves that they're the problem. And this is kind of a situation going on here. Somebody's like, oh, all these other priorities are more important. I got to go over here where it's safe, where it's comfortable, where they're feeding my ego. And one by one, all these walls are breaking down. And they realize that you guys were right about a lot of things. And you actually cared. Because if you just wanted to be there to reap the benefit of it, you wouldn't have acted in a certain way. King of Wands here. The Magician. I really feel like you guys are making things happen. Some of you guys may have fire sign, fire placements. It is Aries seasons as well. I feel like you're about to make things happen and you're going to keep getting blessed. And I feel that it's funny because this person keeps trying to bring you back, but they're still wearing that mask. It's like, take the mask off, you know, and then we'll talk. Like, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And I feel you guys are now in this energy with this certain individual. Like, if they could take the mask off and be authentic, you can hear them out. But if they come back with this mask on, you're like, I'm not doing this, right? This could be so literal to me, guys. Someone could be like in the closet here, like I was talking about. I'm just saying, but it ain't about that. I feel like it's just an example, right? That there's truths here, that someone's not ready to reveal. And I feel like somebody doesn't want to admit feelings for you because it just having feelings really throws them off balance. And Yeah, they're used to feeling in control. Sometimes just being able to admit feelings is a lot for a lot of people who are emotionally unavailable, or lack vulnerability, or grew up with emotional availability around them, or have, you know, just a toxic reaction to feelings. Yes, Ace of Cups here. But again, I feel as well, and side note, even if it's not about you guys, I do feel like you have somebody around you or people around you struggling with things that you're not aware of, and that could be a lot of their behaviors too as well. Your intuition is definitely telling you guys something, so it's going to really vary on your situation. But full circle, like these, like the truths that these people are hiding are most of the time things that you guys would never judge them for, you know? But it's like, it's just trauma, really, honestly. And a lot of times people just lacking the mental and emotional understanding of what's going on around them. Like I said, not everybody operates on the same level as you guys. Spiritual teacher, there we are. Trust. I feel like you guys are spiritual teachers, and you have this trust in God, trust in the universe that things are going to work out. And like I said before, a lot of people lost connection with that. They lost faith, and you are kind of that connection for a lot of people to God, like in a way. So it's like, of course, they're going to keep being drawn towards you in a spiritual way, even if the darkness in them is fighting it. And this is just something that's going on here. And I also feel like there's a lack of judgmentalness with you guys. Like, you accept all different kinds of people. Yeah. A lot of you guys have read a lot in your lifetime too as well, or you're destined to write a book. Or a lot of you guys are motivational speakers or teachers. But I feel that there's somebody here who... you are motivating them to become a more vulnerable version of themselves, even if you guys don't see it, or a more authentic version of themselves. Because, yeah, I feel that deep down, like, this person has got a high level of sensitivity, and that's okay. They can admit that. Maybe this person does not fit into society's expectations. But who really does, you know? Like, that's kind of like it. Everybody feels like they've got to mold in or blend. Like, there's so many people that I've met in my lifetime that I think are pretty normal, and like to society's perspective, they're, you know, got everything going for them, but they feel like they're not that, or they feel weird or strange. Like, a lot of people experience that. So a lot of times it's just like, you know, people's perception of others are sometimes really different than their perception of themselves. So this individual kind of sees you as something like much grander than what you guys really actually know, and they see themselves as like much lower than what you guys really know, and that causes this person to have this weird reaction towards you. Daily practice, success, a lot of success is coming your way, guys, and you guys really deserve it too as well. I feel like there's going to be people out there who make you feel like you don't deserve all the great things you have coming towards you, but you have done the work, and even then, there is nothing you guys need to do to deserve this big blessing coming in. I feel that it's just something that is being karmically blessed in your life. And again, this is definitely giving the energy of you guys being blessed in front of certain people who wanted you to be wrong, who wanted you to fail, because you brought out a side of them that made them uncomfortable. You brought out truths to them that they didn't want to believe. And some of these things are very painful. And I feel that there is something that you guys, I think, can empathize with, because you have these abilities and you're kind of called to be that person. On the other end of things, some of these truths that you guys reveal in these people could be really hard on them to really accept. And it's important to kind of be patient with certain individuals as they go through this crisis, because you guys have gone through so many awakenings and understandings and isolation and tough stuff that you were called to go through, but not a lot of people can go through that and make it to where you guys are today. That's why these people over here are not called, you know, like in a sense that the way that you guys are, everybody's got a calling, you know, they're being called towards something to be better, you know. I think this person may have a calling too, depending on your situation, that could be involved with you guys, you know, but I meant more of the calling of, you guys have a calling of calling people towards their calling. It's like the call of the call, you know. I don't know, I'm channeling in, but you get what I'm saying? Like, you call people to wake up, and you guys are one of the first, and that to be one of the first is hard. At least these people have someone like you guys to go to and to understand them and help them work through stuff, where you guys are having to constantly go to God and work out your own stuff. But it makes you stronger and wiser and able to stand on your own 2 feet. And then you see what these people have done to hurt you as little petty childishness, instead of this big catastrophe enemy ready to engulf you. And you may find yourself being stronger, wiser, less afraid of the world as you face these certain energies and, you know, attacks and everything you guys have gone through. There's so many times in my life I really was like, why? And It does get better, guys. It really does get better because there's so many periods in my life I'm like, oh my God, am I going to make it through this? And we always do. God is good, you know what I mean? With the Seven of Swords here. Okay, liar. Okay. And it just comes down to the fact that, you know, you guys shine in a way that somebody really did not like, and it made them feel inferior to you. But now they still want opportunity with you guys. But I also feel as well that you guys have gotten really good at people that are weeding out people that are opportunistic, because there are a whole lot of people out there that want to be around you guys for the wrong reasons. And I think you're realizing that too. And this person as well. And I feel as well, like, this is just some advice for you guys. If you're unsure about a person, wait for a sign about it. You know, don't jump into anything head first. And I also feel as well, the people out there who are most genuine, they're not going to come in and bamboozle you and convince you of opportunity. I feel like they will also be kind of cautious letting you in as well. Because people who have a sense of self-preservation and boundaries are people that have been hurt before and know they have something to offer. Just like if you're carrying a diamond, you wouldn't be, you know, flashing it down the street. And some people do, you know, and that's a different, you know, you guys get what I'm talking about. If you're carrying something valuable, you wouldn't be flashing in an environment where people can grab that from you or take it from you or rob you, right? Unless, you know, it ain't a real diamond or you got something to prove, right? But anyway, it's just an example, guys. I just feel like you got some people out there do have things to offer you guys too, but you're going to be cautious and more aware about who to let in. And your authenticity is going to make a lot of people want you around, pick you out of a crowd. You're well liked. You could do a lot for a lot of people. You could level a lot of people up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, whatever, right? Your energy itself is just a healing force. Even when you had nothing going for you in your own eyes, people still wanted something from you, right, guys? So you know what I'm talking about. There's somebody here, despite everything, like they still want you in their life. Oh, man. I'm hearing a lot of energy of you guys learning how to work around manipulative personalities, because it's the world, you know, it's just how it is sometimes, politics, right? But I just see, you know, you guys being able to, by learning how to maneuver certain people in your life, you are going real far. I know, because I feel like it's like really annoying, but I just see a lot of people just still trying to get back in your life, guys. But there's certain people out there who feel so inferior that they feel like bringing you down a notch makes them have a better position in your life or hurting you. But this ain't the truth. Options are kept open. There are regrets. You moved on. Inevitable. Second option. Inconsistencies. Underlining motives and sacrifices will be made. Yeah, I'm just seeing a storyline here. Somebody that was extremely inconsistent with you kept their options open. They regret that because now you're moving on with your life. And I think that was going to be inevitable. That was a lesson. And this person is going to realize that there was no other option that you could, that was like, that could compare to what you guys had to offer. And I feel for some of you guys, this could be a business decision, or this could be some other situation, like where you were really there for someone and helped them, and you really leveled them super fast in a way, and they just couldn't handle that, and they had to go back to what they knew, and they realized that they really fumbled this. That's just kind of what I'm seeing here for you guys. And again, this is gonna be a quick message today, but here I am, an hour in, guys. Underlying motives and consistencies. Yeah, and I feel that also this person may have acted in their own traumas, thinking it's going to be inevitable anyway that you screw them or you leave them, because that's how people are, right? And they did it to you first, not realizing that you were coming at them extremely authentically. Yeah, this person definitely just has a lot of issues they need to heal. Reconciliation, keep an open mind. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's just somebody here who was acting really childish, and I feel that this person wants to kind of have a heart-to-heart and heal this, but it's going to be very hard for them just due to their lack of any type of emotional maturity in regards to you. But I feel like there were moments where this person took steps and then retracted it, and they were extremely inconsistent, and it almost created distrust within you and this person. And I feel that you guys will have boundaries up with this individual, but they are going to try to come back into your life because they just fear that you're moving on with your life, and that they've really fumbled this situation with you. And for a lot of you, they definitely probably have. But again, you guys are just continuing to express your inner truth. And some of you guys feel embarrassed that you were authentic and real and cared about this person and they just did whatever to you. But don't ever be embarrassed about being your true self. Like, I'm hearing a song like where she says, if I didn't say it, I still have felt it. So where's the sense in that? You know what I mean? So it's like, if you guys felt it and it was real for you, then that is a beautiful thing, that you have that ability to love, that capacity to love and care about people who are not deserving of it, right? And I feel that as well. This individual is going to come around to realize that they completely shattered something beautiful in their life. And I feel that there's like an itch in this person that they can't scratch, basically, until they make peace with this, because it's almost like something is not sitting right with their spirit, being on not a good page with you, because they know deep down you are somebody that is loved and respected in truth and honorable, even if there are things that went on in this connection that they didn't like, because this could have brought out an ugly side of you guys that needed healing as well. But they have to acknowledge the fact that they contributed to that. We got travel here, perfectionism, recognition, justice, teaching, agent or manager. Some of you guys may end up with an agent or a manager soon, and or this could also have been a manager of yours, or it could be a lot of different people. But I feel that there's a lot of things going on here, a lot of opportunities coming in, and this is kind of a side note to this situation. But I feel like it correlates because of the way you guys level up and have success and opportunities and all these great things, where there's individuals here who look at all this going on for you and they can't help but to become resentful towards you, instead of seeing that this is something that you're called to do, and they have those things as well coming in their life if they follow their inner truth, right? And I feel that you guys are doing a great job teaching. I feel like opportunities to travel may happen in some of you guys' lives, or if you're going to travel or go somewhere, it's going to be very successful. I feel like a lot of you guys have released the need to be a perfectionist and just realize that, you don't have to be perfect to be recognized for how amazing you are. And I feel that a lot of times people in your life made you feel like you weren't good enough because deep down they felt like you were too good for them, or you were shining too bright. So yeah, some of you guys are musicians and artists too. I feel like there's going to be something opening up in your life will unlock freedom for you guys to just like, I'm just hearing like, you guys know in a video game where like parts of the map just unlocks. I feel like part of your brain is just unlocking, where you realize that there's even more possibilities out there. And some of these people in your life kind of represent an extreme version of some limited thinking that you guys may have gone through, that you were kind of meant to help these people through. And I feel that these people will learn the lesson, but they may not be a part of your life, but they will remember the things you guys have taught them and showed them. And I do, again, speeches and speaking, I still remember the words you told me. Somebody here remembers certain things that you told them, and it's still ringing in their ear very true. And they apply a lot of these things. I feel like somebody may have went on to teach or do something within themselves after dealing with you. And some of the lessons and the things that you say, they repeat them and they use them, and not in a bad way. I know some of you guys get mad. You're like, oh, my ex says the things I say. Honestly, I take it as a compliment when people are spreading some of the positivity that you guys speak and do. I know you can be annoyed about that, but if someone has taken things that you taught them and applied that to help others in one way or another, even if it's not that as genuine, it's still something that shows your light and your ability to just say and do things that is from another realm that people have never experienced before. And I feel like this message is kind of drawn out. I feel like this person wants to draw out their connection with you without being authentic, and I think you guys put an end to that. So that's what I'm seeing here. Like, somebody realized that they really got to put in the work here to get back in your life, to communicate. Like, you're not going to be the same way as you were with them. You're not going to be patient with them in that way. You're just going to put up your boundaries, and they're either going to have to deal with not having you in their life at all, or picking up the pace and becoming something different. So King of Pentacles here, the Tower. I feel that, again, you guys are going out, connecting with new people, having more opportunities, maybe a new job, all these new coming into your life that is showing people that, you know, you do have divine blessings in your life and God is looking out for you. And I feel that that is something that kind of doesn't sit right with people, especially their egos, because they're like, okay, there's a lot of people out there who also feel like God is on their side. God's looking out for them too. And it may be that, you know, these lessons you guys are learning is a product of that. But there's somebody here who's realizing that things are not going right for them because of a reason, but things are going right for you because of a reason. And it's like most people are going to see that you guys are authentic, even if this person has their ego invested in something they feel that you've done wrong here. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Divine intervention coming in and showing someone here that they messed up big time after time. They're going to keep seeing it until they get it, because they're not going to be messing with you guys, and they don't want to walk away from somebody like you either. So I feel that, yeah, you're going to find that there's people here who you would think completely moved on, forgot about you, but they still are learning these lessons very slowly. And I tell you guys, some people are really stuck on these karmic situations, and that's when things become real predictable. But there's somebody here who's about to do something unpredictable. I feel that you guys are going to be like, this is different. Like, okay. And that's all I'm going to say here. Someone is going to shock you with some sort of truth revelation that they are going to share with you, because they are being forced to become a more authentic version of themselves through this connection. Now, if it's feelings and it's too late, that's whatever, but I'm just letting you guys know that is something that is forcing this person to grow, because they know if they don't say something, the opportunity is going to pass them by. And they're slapping themselves right now. Like, why did I do that? Why did I act like this? And that's what I'm seeing. Within the next few weeks, you guys might see evidence of this. Also, this may also help you let go of resentment or the situation, knowing that your intuition was right about something. And I feel you guys may feel like there's something better, but this person's realizing that there ain't nothing better than you out there. And you and somebody are going to have some sort of peaceful resolution. Your intuition is telling you it's up to you how you do this and how you handle this. But, there's just somebody here going through some sort of growth that is necessary. And it's something that's necessary for them to become an emperor here in their life. And I feel, I saw something about this, but it's like, if people cannot be vulnerable or real, they cannot really move in alignment of God's path or become real emperors or empresses or leaders or healers or teachers or mentors or respected. They have to acknowledge the fact that there's something inauthentic about themselves that need healing that is hindering them in a lot of different types of connections in their life. And I think that this person is realizing that the one thing that is getting in the way is their lack of ability to speak their truth and be who they came here to be. And this person may have learned early on that living a lie helped them cope with certain things or help them get by, but it actually hindered them long term. And that's what I'm seeing here. So I'm seeing somebody here who deep down wants to step into a higher level energy and is going to be saying something to you guys or confessing something to you guys. And that's what I'm seeing. So again, it's one of my longest messages ever. I do hope you guys like it. I want you guys to comment below. I'm expressing my truth. And hit subscribe if you're new here. And I'll see you guys all next time. Give me a thumbs up if you made it to the end. Bye.